Space Command is a story of several families over a number of generations.
It begins 30 years from now, when Anson Kimmer, a pilot for the United States Air Force, meets and marries Anoka Shandima, a peace activist.
They have a son, Jack, who 30 years later becomes captain of the Space Command cruiser Paladin. Jack has 2 lieutenants serving under him.
Lieutenant Bradbury.
And Lieutenant Borges.
Who has a father, Gabriel, who disowned him when he joined Space Command.
And a fiancée, Gloria, a pilot in Space Command.
Eventually, Bradbury becomes a captain.
And has a daughter, Alexandra. Z for short.
Who has a son, Liam, who ends up serving on a later version of the Paladin under Jack's great-grandson, Matt.
But we're not there yet.
Jack also has a chief engineer on the Paladin.
Charlie Chilton, who eventually becomes captain too.
And who has a gifted and brave daughter, Delaney, who joins her dad in Space Command during the Great Solar War.
And a chief medical officer.
Dr. Lee Brackett, who in her off time, when she's not doing autopsies on freaking aliens or whatnot, is getting massages from cute male synthetics.
Now, at the same time, Jack meets and marries
Laura Essex, also captain in Space Command.
Laura has a troubled younger sister, Ella.
Jack
and Laura
have a son, Ed, who when he is only 20 is assigned as weapons officer on the Space Command cruise ship Lionheart during the Great Solar War.
When Ed is an older man and fleet commander, he gets a knock on the door from a teenager named Matt, who turns out to be his grandson.
Under his grandfather's guidance, Matt joins Space Command and captains a later incarnation of the Paladin.
Going back to Jack Kemmer's time, Captain Kemmer saves the life of Dr. Von Odara, a xenobiologist discovering the evidence of an ancient alien race that colonized the solar system.
Von has a daughter, Yelena, and a grandson, Andrei.
And of course, Vaughn had an experimental genetic treatment that makes her much longer lived.
Which is how, 90 years after being saved by Jack Kemmer, Vaughn marries Lynn Odara, a medical doctor, who after a tragedy becomes known as Odara to Lynn.
Going back to the Jack Kemmer timeline, Vaughn hires Yusef Sikander, a widowed mining foreman.
His son, Odin Sikander, is shipped off to Europa, a moon of Jupiter,
where he's raised by his great-aunt Simone.
Odin grows up to be a world conqueror and starts the Great Solar War.
His son, Darian Sikander, follows in the family business.
Something Darian's daughter, Liana, isn't exactly happy about.
Back to Jack Kemmer's time. Greg Massey is a genius inventor, head of the Massey-Patillo Corporation. Who's been inventing since he was 9?
He has a son, Alton, who turns out to be a disappointment.
But Alton's daughter, Elena, grows up to be every bit as brilliant as her grandfather.
Greg Massey also invents Dor Nevin, a synthetic, and a son of sorts.
And Dor Nevin, in turn, is responsible for a character named Deuce, who bears more than a striking resemblance to Yusef Sikander.
You got that? Let's get this show on the road.
You know, you can't just go trying to break up fights between older boys.
Thanks, Eddie.
I'm sorry, Greg. You don't have superpowers.
But I want to be a force for good.
I know, son, but there are lots of ways to do that.
Like what?
You're always inventing things. How about you invent something that will make the world a better place?
Dad, come see! It's not quite right yet, but I'll get it soon. Da-da-da. Meet Freddy 2. Slow down.
Your uncle has flown all the way to New York to see his favorite nephew, Yusef. And you think we should insult him by being late? When we have just to go across town? Hey, watch it. Sorry. Excuse me. How do you plan a future for yourself and your kids?
Record heat wave for 25th year in a row.
When the present's such a nightmare. Because your parents and grandparents ruined the planet.
What's happening to the water? The Hudson! The water! It's rising up!
What's that coming out of the water?
Gas! It's a cloud of gas!
It's coming right for us.
Run, Yusef!
Papa, the cloud is coming for us!
We can't outrun it. There has to be something. That sporting goods store. This way. Locked. That planter. Stand back, Yusef. Where is it? It has to be here.
What are you looking for, Papa?
There. The scuba gear. Good. Air in the tank. Oh, but there's only one. Yusef, sit here on the floor.
But...
Breathe through this. And put this mask on your eyes and nose. Good. Don't take them off until someone finds you.
Papa.
Promise me.
I promise.
Oh, my beautiful boy.
Papa, don't go.
There it is. The gas. Like a roiling beast. A son should not see his father die. All these poor men and women. Chickens come home to roost. The future is worth fighting for. Even if you won't be there to see it.
Tonight on Galloway at Large, Neil deGrasse Tyson talks Killer Cloud. Brought to you by Eterna Youth, where Neil deGrasse Tyson isn't just a genius.
I'm also a customer. Global warming flattened the temperature gradient from the equator to the poles. You know what this does? It stops the oxygen-rich Gulf Stream from circulating back along the ocean bottom. And when that happens, it's death to all oxygen-breathing life down there. The anaerobic bacteria on the seafloor proliferates, and it excretes toxic gases that build up and erupt out of the water, poisoning all New Yorkers, and in fact, the entire east coast of North America.
And you say there'll be more of these incidents?
Well, we think it's happened before, and we're on the brink of it undoubtedly happening again, unless we can somehow cool down the ocean and get the Gulf Stream running again.
How can we do that, especially considering that the polar caps have melted?
Well, suppose you might go into space and maybe lasso an ice comet and bring it back to Earth, somehow tether it to the pole, cool down the Arctic Ocean once again.
Like a big ice cube? I think I saw that gag on Futurama when I was a kid. Dr. Tyson, I hate to break it to you, but Earth is not a glass of lemonade.
I said it might work, not that the idea isn't crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to attempt the impossible.
Coming up on the comet, Captain.
That is one big hunk of ice. We are here to lasso it.
Tonight on Galloway at Large, Neil deGrasse Tyson, gobsmacked.
I always thought my plan was crazy, until someone even crazier went out and did it.
Laura, I know you're going to be angry. Lately, there's been a lot of anger between us. But I hope you'll understand and respect my decision. You joined the army, you said, to do good in the world. And I didn't understand how giving up your conscience was good. But I guess you didn't either. Because in the end, you and Jack rebelled against the military's genocidal tendencies. This is what gives me hope in terms of you understanding. I'm heading off to join Khazane's army. I, too, want to make the world better. I guess, as you've noted, your sister's a natural rebel who's never seen true justice dribble down from the privileged and powerful. I do believe this is right with all my heart, and leave with only one regret: that I may never see you or Octavia again. Just know that if the end does come, seeing you in my mind will bring me comfort. Sorry. I thought I'd come up with better words. Live as a brat, die as a brat. What can I say?
She just left. No note as to where. But I hope she'd tell you.
It's about her baby sister, Ella went to the asteroid belt to join Kassane's army.
Oh my God.
Lara left the baby with me and went to get her back. Ella always favored the underdog. But how could I have raised such a fool?
Octavia.
Lara and Ella, when their parents died, they were like my own. I loved them. Only I tried to teach. Sometimes you have to be stone.
Sometimes stone is necessary to become the person your best destiny demands. Your message didn't fail. Whatever either their choices, you created two heroic hearts.
Bless you.
When is she due back?
3 days ago.
There's no time to lose.
Don't be angry. Lara believed she could save her, and Kassane promised. He promised a safe passage. Jack, how could she not try? You'd have done the same.
But not you.
Actually, I was all set to follow. Then Lars showed up with the baby. Bring them home.
Any luck?
No. You?
Not yet. But we'll find her.
Yeah. What?
A message. Not from Laura, but it just got up to us. You. From your dad.
Did you listen to it?
Little. I was worried. Send it over.
Hey, son. Yeah, Octavia told me that you've gone off to find Laura and her sister. I wish you would have told me. I'd have come with you. I don't know what good it would have done. Maybe none, or maybe... Anyways, I've never been one to ask for help, you know that. My old man told me it was a sign of weakness. That help would never come. At best, it'd be blood in the water for the sharks, is what he said. Except your mother, when I first met her. That wound up changing the world. That's what they say anyway. Anyway, that's ancient history. I guess what I'm trying to say is I've never had a light touch. I always came down real heavy, even when it wasn't called for. And that left me with a heavy hand and heart. You wouldn't recognize this with your grandma's. And every Thanksgiving when I was a kid, she'd haul it out and make us all write in it. You know, what we're grateful for, if we had any great wisdom and that we could pass on to future generations. It was to remind us that we were part of something bigger. That we weren't in this thing alone. Naturally, I thought it was all bullshit. So when she died, I stopped writing in it. Always thought I'd toss it, but somehow, whenever I'd get stationed at a new base or move into a new home, you know, that book would always be there. I always brought it along. So now I sit here with it while you're God knows where in the outer moons looking for your wife and her sister. Well, I pray you find them safe and sound. That you bring them back without so much as mussing your hair. But that's not up to me. So while I sit here unable to do anything to change the course of the way things are going to go down, I thought I'd tell you what I'm grateful for. Jack, I know I'm an inflexible man. With me, things are black and white. There's no gray. It's good or bad, that's the end of the story. I push people away, and I know I pushed you away, and I'm sorry. Thank God your mother wouldn't have any part of that. She held on for dear life. She has my heart. She will to the day I die, and beyond if there is such a thing. Thanks to her, I amounted to a hell of a lot more than I would have otherwise. They tell me I left the world a better place than when I found it. I don't know if there's any truth in that at all, but if there is, it's up to her. Her love. She was about the only one that could have stuck with me. I want to tell you, Jack, if you ever thought that I thought you were soft, I want you to know that, to me, softness is a strength. kinder than me. You're a better man than me. And I know that. One more thing. I loved you from the first moment that I saw you. And I've loved you every moment ever since. And I wanted you to know that too. Okay. I guess I said everything I need to say. When you get back, if you want, maybe we can take a ride up the coast in the Bugatti or something. Just remember your grandma was right. Without other people, you're just one sad son of a bitch. Okay, kid.
You okay?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a bad tradition, you think?
Nah, it's okay. It's just... my son isn't gonna have to wait till he's grown. He's known from day one how much I care. Alright. Back to the search. Do you want first light?
Sorry that it took all this for this to happen.
Yeah. Still, it's good to know.
Dr. Von Odara is the leading xenoarchaeologist in the system. Her discovery of artifacts of an ancient alien race, the Yamar, is the scientific find of the century. Dr. Odara, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I almost forgot. My apologies. I know I promised you an interview. I was celebrating. My daughter just had a baby.
Thank you, Dr. Odara. We do appreciate you leaving your party.
So, questions?
The Yamar? What can you tell us about them?
Oh, yes. Beyond hoping they still exist in some distance somewhere. They had beautiful cities and a vast sense of community.
By which you mean?
They embraced everyone, every individual of goodwill.
It sounds wonderful. Would you say there was any single key lesson that they had to share with us?
Community is the lesson. for every sentient being, any sentient being, who may live 1 year or hundreds, giving to community creates a stream that's endless. It gifts us with immortality.
And what would you say you have to give?
I would say a passionate curiosity. There's never been a door I haven't wanted to open. And there's never been a door I regretted having opened. My daughter is different. She has always been much more cautious. And now that she's had a child, I think it's a good thing. But I was born under a shadow. Knowing that possibly I wouldn't live long, I decided to have every adventure I could possibly have. To embrace the whole universe. And now that I have reached a little bit more mature age, I don't see any reason to change.
But in light of that, it's all very well if the life you encounter out there is friendly. But what if it turns out to be hostile, even predatory?
I would endeavor to change their minds. And if I failed, I would try to endure and to hold on to my best self.
Okay, so if you are watching this, you got it out of the school's library because you want to get the lowdown on job choices when you grow up, which is, hey, better than starving. So in my case, that would be ship's doctor. Okay, great. So we're going to get you going. I've got a couple questions. What made you want to be, shoot. No. Never mind that. Just, that's bull. Just, nothing's ever going to turn out the way that you want or that you think, so just forget it. Life, it's not that you're screwed, but you are up for a couple surprises. The more to the point is, what is it actually like, right? Well, saving lives, that's nice, but there are these things called fluids. We're made out of water, most of you know that, but it's not just water, it's more like goo. And you're careful. You try not to get it on yourself. Sometimes it just spurts and then... Also, you're not as often saving lives as pieces, which folks are glad to get back. But like yuck. And you got to steel yourself. Oh, that's that. Okay, what's the question? What's the best part of being... Okay, that's easy. I mean, after the thing works out, and sometimes they do, your buds are going to want to take you out and celebrate. You get to be a mini hero. Get a couple drinks under your belt. Not like you're getting walloped, but just a buzz. And then if you're in a nice place and the bartender will take your keys, that's not a problem. So, but hey, guys, don't go overboard because if you start to hurl and it is a nice place, it's gross. Oh, hang on. The librarian's coming, walking this way. She looks mean. Yeah? Hold on for a second. I guess I'm out. Jeez. Evidently, I missed something. What a bitch. Oh, sorry. Did I say that? Cover your ears. At least I didn't say shit. Shoot.
I'm making this recording for you, Eddie, even though I know you won't be able to watch it now and understand. Well, I mean, you can barely walk now. And the words you try to string together, well, I wanted to tell you about your mother while I still remembered things, while it's fresh. First off, if she believed in what you were doing, she'd never let you down. Whatever the risk, her career, her life, on our one mission together, she, well, more on that later. I just know that I failed her and you. I don't know what you're going to think of me when you're 5 or 10 or 20, but I know what I think of myself. Anyway, I'm doing this now because I want to tell you, so maybe you can feel like you know her a little. And I tell myself I'm going to remember, years down the road, but you don't. It fades. It's like when I try to remember my mother now, I just, it's a few moments here and there. It's her face is fading from me. No, except in dreams. In dreams, I see her clear as day, even after all these years, that's funny. So, this isn't right, and it isn't fair, but I guess this is the best I can give you. Your mother, Laura. I remember about the maddest she ever got at me was after I saved her life, pursuing what she thought was my duty. And her temper, her temper was like a pillar of fire, and you did not want to get in its way. She was tough and brave and strong. And then when she got to know you and trust you, let her guard down, there was a gentleness and a sadness and a pain that she was afraid to show the world. And that was like getting the key to a treasure chest. Her father was an alcoholic, which I guess by the time you watch this, you'll have heard that. Of course, at the time of the accident, he wasn't drinking anymore, but he still had that personality of, talking his way out of yet another job. Laura used to say that the only thing you could count on with him was you couldn't count on him. Anyway, there she was, in the back seat. She was 8 years old. He was driving, not much attention on the road. And when she looked and said, "Daddy, traffic," he's twisted all the way back around to, give her hell about, no little kid's going to tell me what to do, and that's when it happened. I guess that's why she always, she wanted to control things so hard, to make the world line up straight and right forever, always for the little guy, the underdog. There's never an injustice that she couldn't just try to do something about. She always liked plaid too, which I could never figure out. I guess I never will. Well, and one more thing. If you'd said to her to try to save someone you love, is it worth you dying? She'd have said, without a doubt. She'd have died to save you, Ed, or me. It just turned out to be your sister. She went in with her eyes open, because we both knew going into this line of work that to love anybody, you gotta, it's inevitable that you're gonna be parted by time and distance or death. We chose to have you knowing that too. I don't know, maybe it's selfish of us. But every time I look at you, I see her. And every moment of my life, I will keep you both here and here.
I will miss you most of all.
Where are we?
A distance from Mars, I'm afraid.
You said that once before.
Yes, that's right. We are in a different system now.
Far from home.
A new home, and a better one. Do you think you can sit up? Very good.
I'd like to see myself.
Of course. Do you know who you are?
I had a beard.
Perhaps.
And I seem to remember a son. And
that is from a different life.
But he must be all alone.
There's nothing you can do about that now. I have been thinking about loneliness. When I was on Earth, Ceres, Mines, Mars, and now here, with all my followers. You can be alone in a crowd, especially when you once had a friend. The thing to remember is that you are not alone. And now, neither am I.
Pues, ya estoy aquí. Satisfecho.
Sí, bueno, supuse que si te llamaba cada media hora, tu buzón se llenaría y no tendrías otra alternativa que responderme.
Y a ti se te olvidó que yo te saqué de mi vida.
Cuando me uní al comando espacial, sí. Pero esto es importante.
¿Así? Importante como el espacio, como Marte.
Tiene su encanto peculiar. Hay canales aquí, papá. Canales de agua. Y la terraformación está yendo tan bien que dentro de unos años vamos a poder caminar afuera y respirar sin necesitar una máscara.
Imagínate.
Quiero que sepas que sí, soy tu hijo. Pero no soy tú. Y la única manera de seguir unidos es aprendiendo a dejar ir.
¿Y qué libro de autoayuda te estás leyendo ahora?
Eso te hace sonar ¿Qué digo viejo? Antiguo.
¿Por qué me llamas precisamente hoy, que es el Día de los Muertos? ¿Será porque eso es lo que ha sido para mí?
Porque recuerdo nuestra tradición.
Tradición, sí, hemos tenido mucha tradición. Y siempre juntos. Tus abuelos, tu mamá, que en paz descanse, y tú. Siempre recuerdo que en cada Día de los Muertos íbamos a Río Verde y mirábamos nuestro reflejo en el agua y gritábamos: yo soy latino.
Últimamente he estado pensando mucho en mi infancia. Cuando ganaste la lotería y de la noche a la mañana fuimos de pobres a ricos.
Clase media.
Recuerdo que compraste esa colección de enciclopedias y yo me leí cada tomo. Me abrió el mundo. Teníamos dinero y aún así nunca cerraste la tienda. Seguiste haciendo zapatos.
Porque nunca dejé de ser quien soy, ni dejé de hacer lo que amaba. Es así como hacer algo, crear algo con tus propias manos y después ver a tus vecinos, a tus amigos usar eso que tú creaste, que tú inventaste por mucho tiempo. Tú pudiste haber sentido eso también.
Ese no era yo.
No quiero decir que quería que fueses un zapatero, pero pudiste haber sido un barbero, un farmacéutico, no sé, alguien útil.
Yo estoy haciendo algo útil.
Para tu comunidad.
¿Y qué si pienso que todo el sistema solar es mi comunidad?
Siempre la misma excusa. Tú destruiste a nuestra familia.
Papá, todavía estamos aquí.
Si me llamaste para darme un infarto, pues está funcionando.
Te llamé para pedirte tu bendición en mi matrimonio.
¿Te vas a casar?
Eso es lo que normalmente sigue cuando uno hace una boda.
Con una chica.
Ese es el plan.
Con una chica que ni siquiera conozco.
Hablando de eso,
¿y usted cómo se llama?
Sí, soy Gloria. Y yo sé cómo llamarlo a usted.
Seguramente Oso, como me llamaba mi hijo cuando era pequeño. Porque, bueno, soy grande y doy miedo, ¿no?
No, el monstruo.
¿Monstruo?
Como en Frankenstein. Él aparentaba ser muy grande y feroz, pero creo que él era mal entendido.
Pues sí. Él nunca fue bueno con palabras. ¿Y tú qué haces, Gloria?
Yo soy un piloto en el comando espacial.
Como mi hijo.
No como Jorge. Yo soy mucho mejor.
Caramba, qué carácter.
Él no es tan malo, pero tiene mucho por aprender.
Me recuerdas a mi esposa. Yo siempre he dicho, cásate con alguien mejor que tú, más inteligente y que te ame y te quiera tal como eres. Así que has decidido casarte con el idiota de mi hijo.
Eso me dicen.
¿Quieres algo en particular como regalo de bodas?
Sí, papá. Nos encantaría que usted viniera a martes a vivir con nosotros.
¿A vivir? No, ese no soy yo.
Bueno, pero podría hacerlo si usted trata. Por favor.
Mira, cuando yo era pequeño, solo ir a Ciudad de México para mí ya era una aventura, una odisea. Y tú ahora me estás hablando de ir a Marte. Mi padre jamás voló en avión. Y yo tampoco.
Usted no me está diciendo que el monstruo tiene miedo.
Y si es así, ¿qué pasa?
Yo diría que el miedo es una excusa o una invitación.
Ponme mi hijo.
Fue un gran placer conocerlo.
¿Qué piensas?
O te casas con ella o me caso yo.
Papá, todos los días que estamos vivos es una lotería. Y la mayoría de la gente pierde porque nunca compran un billete. Comando Espacial es mi billete. Y Gloria es mi fortuna.
Pero Marte.
Aquí también usamos zapatos. Abuelo y nana ya no están. Mamá tampoco. Solo quedamos tú y yo. Por ahora.
Y cada vez que sea el Día de los Muertos, ¿cómo van a ser ellos para encontrarme?
Yo creo que es más fácil para un fantasma encontrar su camino a Marte que lo es para un ser humano. El amor siempre encuentra la manera. Te he extrañado mucho, papá.
Iré a Marte.
Gracias.
Así que, ¿todo bien entonces?
Todo bien.
¿Solo bien o es un sueño hecho realidad?
¿Quieres saber cuál es mi sueño? Que un día, cuando Gloria y yo te hemos dado nietos de sobra, durante un día de los muertos vamos a ir a caminar a uno de esos canales. Vamos a ver nuestro reflejo en el agua. Y juntos diremos, somos latinos y somos marcianos.
I address myself to Greg Mazzi of the Mazzi Patillo Corporation. Having been at your first presentation of synthetics, where you made the case that they were, so much better than the real stuff. Humans and other things alike. And boy was I convinced. Only then, the human contingent whipped off with Dord Nevin, leaving all the other gizmos behind. Which is what this is about. I don't know how to turn them off. I don't even know how to turn them down. And I've been calling your complaints department, and again, you have put me on hold. And I have yet to talk to a single living person. Which I suppose is ironic. But the point is, I was taken in by your sales pitch, lock, stock, and barrel. And, of course, the warranty has just run out. So I need help with this. Ow! Ow!
Recognize these? Ice cubes. And that's what I'm going to be in about 3 hours and 25 minutes. To be defrosted upon securing a cure. Selling the unlikely assumption that they'll find a cure before my fridge conks out. So, look, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You know, I've been watching you. And you're smart. You're not just top of the class smart. You know, you're smart like I was when I was your age. So I am not leaving Alton, your father, my company. He'd just be like the proprietor. That's what he's going to be. He's just going to be holding it down for you. So as soon as possible, as soon as you're humanly able, as soon as you're capable to take control, I want you to take control and set things right, okay? Because sure as God made little green apples, he's absolutely going to run it to the ground and just ruin it. I know, I can hear your scold right now, same as Kemmer. Jack Kemmer, you know, he was around in my day. He was a hero. He may still be around in your day. I don't know. Alton is trying his best. You know, till the day that I die, which is any minute now, I'll never grasp how try could result in such dismal and consistent failure. Only there you go. Your grandpa's a shit, saved the world, but according to even my sweet, gentle, endlessly loving late wife, the perfect grandma you never met, I can be capable of great cruelty. So, my legacy, my gift, and your burden. I wish, I'm sorry, but there's no one else I can trust. Okay, part 2, in case anyone ever says that this freeze-dried thing that I was talked into it, they'd be right, because what I believe is I'm never really going to wake up. I believe that these last few days or hours or whatever have you left of life, which I prize, I'm about to throw away. And I want you to know, I need you to know that Grandpa didn't suddenly go gutless on you. I'm good with pain. Only what I hadn't counted on was how it wears on you, you know, how it grinds you down and until every receptor in your body feels like sandpaper. Hold on, I cross that out, okay? Just old age can make you melodramatic, okay? I'm just tired, that's all. You know, where you can't sort your thoughts and there's just so many voices, and I guess I signed, my little bit of life, I signed it away. I'm sorry, honey. So, if you don't mind, with my old fogey apologies, I'd like to end on a very small piece of wisdom. Okay? Be happy, be kind, kinder than me anyway. But not too, because they'll take you down and maybe take your last. Mostly, be brave, because if you're not, the first two, they're not ever going to happen. And sweetheart, trust me on this. It's something you deserve.
My Future by Odin Sikander. An imposition. Abandoned. Banished to an ice planet. With an even colder end. What'll happen is I will be known. To those who thought, oh good, forgotten, gone. They will live to regret it.
Claire, Simone, I've been trying to reach you for a few days now. So, well, anyway, I got that gizmo that you need for your generator, and the vendor thought I might be wasting money. Well, he said that your whole half of your valley is gone. Oh, maybe you're dead. I mean, who can you trust nowadays anymore? Only I heard the rumble, even with the wind. Blew my cup almost off the shelf. Well, I guess I knew already. I just wanted some damn messenger to kick it. Well, if that is the case, and it is also the case that I need to talk to someone. And a dead person is the only kind of person that I'm going to tell this to, so. Okay. Here's my deal. My secret. I have a dirty secret. Well, it's not like tuberculosis was in the old days, or even a social disease. This is really a thing of shame. Mental illness. Yeah. Even in this day and age, I felt something, some connection, even as a small child. But to my married sister who dutifully took me in, jealous over her perfect life. And Veronique, her perfect little girl. She had the great, wonderful, yeah, perfect little girl. What was there to resent? She had the great and good fortune to have a truly loving relationship and a gifted child. So why be dragged down by the grotesque needs of an aging relative, shattered, sick? Better to blame the willful nature of a brutal personality. Yeah, well. No, that is not right. I led them there purposefully. Willful was nothing compared to the deep, dark, bottomless hole. $50, $100 away from home. I ran. Potential exposure from forced words of sympathy. Well, I just ran. I fled because I didn't want to hurt anybody anymore. To this icy moon. And it suited. Ice. Hard as a diamond. It matched my inside. While the screeching winds at night were like the noises in my head. Hiding. The storm was hiding. I belong here. Till Odin. All those people happy, brimming with the capacity to love. Well, I, a dark, empty wraith, survived. So, into my hands. These hands felt the life. The innocent orphan boy. By the advice of the state. I thought I was crazy. But secrets again. Secrets! My secrets! How could they know? So he sat across from me, trying to smile. Agony, but trying, and I don't know. Maybe it's a gift for me, or an apology, or no way to know. I said I cannot make those connections. No. In any case, simple common sense told me you need to be held. Every time that thought entered my brain, oh, my stomach stiffened. My whole body got rigid. And every word that came out of my mouth after that was just mean. Well, I was in a cage, one layer down behind the bars. I felt I just couldn't get free. I couldn't get free. So I downgraded myself. Well, from mentally ill, monster. No, I must still be mentally ill.
I'm talking to a corpse. Maybe. Oh, maybe. He'll run away.
Leave. Maybe he'll leave. The monster. Oh, God in heaven! I wish I could.
Hi. Hope college is better for you than it was for me. Actually, why I'm sending this is just as you were leaving, you said something. Made me feel like you felt guilty about getting the company. Which, no. Couldn't be happier. It's... I had a dream a little while back. Never told anyone about it, because... Anyway, I was grown, younger than I am now, but grown, and back in grade school, Miss Dorothy Rankin. She was up front. I was her only student, seated in one of those undersized chairs. She was saying how happy she was that I was her big success story. And suddenly I knew in my dream that I'd been lying to her. Only the lie wasn't that I was rich and powerful like my dad, it was that I'd become a teacher. Like her. See, in real life, not in the dream, she was the kind of teacher who focused on the dumb kids, like walking us through the easiest stuff, yet somehow never making us feel dumb. Just special. Even convinced us it wasn't easy. Said even grown-ups struggled, and her only regret was that she didn't have the time to teach them too. I guess that fit into my dream because I was going to start teaching adults. And I wanted to know the secret for convincing dumb people that easy was hard. And she looked at me, tilted her head, smiled, and said, "There is none." It's never about what you learn. The hard stuff is believing that you can. Having the courage to try. Can you imagine your granddad's face, me telling him his only son is determined to spend his life teaching remedial to dummies? Can you imagine your dad even having the courage to try? Sorry, veered off course. Only wanted to say, you belong in the Mazzy clan. I don't. Tried, but only family thing I ever looked forward to was teaching you stuff as you grew. You were always 10 steps ahead, so Your mom wouldn't have been left behind. She was gorgeous. Gifted. Only her granddad made the match, and pretty soon she was sick of me. Wanted you, but... well, you know your granddad. You were blood. Family. I also really, really didn't want to let you go. It's just... your poor mom. Point being... hopeless fit. Anchored to your granddad. Anchored to his company. I'm just grateful to finally be cut loose. At least the ocean bottom's peaceful, which, to your dumb dad, is a gift. Call me if you need anything.
Yeah? Your mom said you had all these questions about who's who?
Yep.
What is this for? You haven't been hired by some big media outlet already.
No. Just starting out. Independent.
Great. How far back?
As far as you can go.
That's, you don't want to miss your own graduation party.
No problem. We're just starting.
Just, what is this for, if you don't mind me asking?
Reality check.
Reality check.
Against the PR version.
You want smarm?
Smarm's great, but mostly... Hey. We all love heroes, only if they're too perfect, they're like statuary. There's no connection, and we're on our own. So what I'm looking for is the human thing that gives admiring folks like me hope.
That's nice.
Thanks, Dad.
No. Thank you, Z. Only time for a couple, but, okay. Where to start?
Wait, what about... There was a doctor?
Yeah. Lee Brackett. Great doctor. Great with kids. They loved her. She was okay, inappropriate.
Inappropriate?
She saw them as people.
Got it.
Most famous one I met, besides Jack Hemmer, was Greg Mazzy.
Heard of him.
Yeah. Very big deal. Synthetics. One writer called it the Age of Ease. Son of Gun was prickly, though. Admired, but not that well liked.
Only rich as all get out, right? You care?
I don't know. When things got sticky, world opinion didn't seem to carry much weight. Appeared pretty invulnerable. Only also not happy. Like, even before things went south. Just always, I don't know, seemed sad. This the kind of stuff you want?
Whatever you got.
Sorry. It is getting pretty late.
Okay.
Only, just to be sure it's not lost. For all their flaws and imperfections, they all had this thing, this need to make it better. And it had this kind of ripple effect where People who followed them, or hell, worked at their side, just took it on. That same goofy struggle. Like caring was catching. I don't know. Maybe it is. Because, darling, I think you caught it in spades.
My dad's always been my hero. He fought in the war in Sri Lanka. That's where he met that wild man, Anson Kemmer. He flew with him on that mission that caught the comet and brought it back to Earth. Even that wasn't enough adventure for him. He came back home and became a cop. He got married, had me. But the stars still called to him. He signed on to the Paladin and served with Anson's son, Jack. But he always came home. So it was no surprise that when I grew up, I wanted to be just like him.
Come on, what's the big surprise?
Just a minute. Ta-da! What? What's the matter?
I didn't send you to expensive, fancy schools to have you follow my example.
You're a decorated hero.
Decorated heroes are morons who take moron risks. We are at war.
You said it was a skirmish. A small skirmish.
Right. Only.
Only?
You have gifts. Do you really want to waste them by being cannon fodder? I'm your father. I adore you. You can't expect me to be fair.
No. But try. So the adventure continues. Only now, it will be the two of us.
I have these dreams. Again. And again. And I wake up, and I know it's just a dream. Then I remember. It's 20 years later, and it's my son,
Who's in danger?
Hey, Dad. Thanks for the birthday greetings and for giving me the gift that I asked for. I know it wasn't easy. I just finished watching the video that you sent me after Mom died. I watch it every year around this time. But this time it just seemed... I don't know, the past and the future has just been washing over me like waves lately. And I can't help but wonder that if Mom was here, would she be like fighting this battle alongside us? Or would she have another line of work, or a path full more of kids like me? It doesn't do me any good to think about it. I know. I just think it's crazy how someone that I've never met can leave this hole in me the shape of them. But I have you and Grandpa though, and I'm really thankful for that. And considering the way that you grew up, I would say that I won the parent sweepstakes, hands down. I don't know if I'll ever be a dad, but I'll probably screw it up. Especially considering what we're about to face. Look, this isn't one of those before I die letters. Or final farewell. I'm simply acknowledging what we all know that we're about to face. Look, I just think that it's crazy. It's crazy how all this is because of what happened between you and him years and years and years ago. Odin Sikander, leader of the Great Rebellion, or so we thought. Yeah, we'll see about that. Look, I know how hard it was for you to give me the gift that you gave me. But I am weapons officer on Lionheart. And you are the commander of the fleet. So whatever happens, you are not to treat me with any greater consideration. You shouldn't try any harder to save me or treat me better than any other officer on the entire line. Look, I'll never be the man that you are. Nor will I accomplish as much. Whether I have one more day or 60 years, my hope is to make you proud. No matter what.
Matt, your dad, my son, lied to you a lot. I took pride in the fact that I never did. Except the fact that I just did. Sorry. But I really preferred spending my last hours following the exploits of my grandson, saving innocent lives, over watching you watch me die. Yeah. Also, yeah. Look, There's something I need to say. And okay, I couldn't face to face. Your crazy dad didn't get his crazy just out of nowhere. My dad, your great-grandfather, geez, that's going back a ways. Wow. Jack Kemmer, he was a real hero, not just brave, but the biggest-hearted guy anyone ever met. He won disputes through that, a lot more than any damn military action anyone ever dreamed up. So naturally, his son was loved. Damn, I knew I was loved. The glitch was, how can you own love when you know you're not worthy? Yeah, sure. I did well enough. Medals, commendations, all that flim-flam. Only all my life traipsing around behind this perfect guy in his blinding glow, I felt like I was hanging on by my fingernails, terrified. Not of injury, but even death is hell, just part of the big macho game. But what if, in some dark corner of my soul, one I didn't even know existed, I came up wanting. Perfectionism is a demon, but I embraced her. And I set her on your dad. I know Frank's left you pretty embittered. There's no blame there, no surprise, but just wanted you to understand, because he is your dad, that if he hadn't fought back, I'd likely have burned him to ash in that glorious golden glow. So next time you see him, if you ever do, try to cut him some slack and, yeah, give him my regard, would you?
I hate reports. It wasn't that Jerome Kiriyama wasn't acting like an asshole. He was that, but that's not the point. The point is, he managed to con a bunch of nitwits to inform him. Captain Matt Kemmer reporting on the final disposition of the mission to Proxima B. Begin at the beginning. Marsport on Sol 207 at 3:32 in the morning. I received a call to deploy Paladin with the objective of suppressing an uprising on Proxima B, instigated by one Jerome Kiriyama. This resulted en route in, I don't remember which, one of the following exchanges.
You again.
Right. Just want to know, before I go in there with a shitload of firepower, what the hell's your beef?
We've had this conversation.
Well, let's have it again. I then proceeded to Proxima with a full contingent, armed to the teeth for no reason in particular, to a pissant little outpost on Proxima, for Christ's sake. My primary objective was to have a conversation with this asshole, because whatever he was pretending this to be about, thanks to my colorful upbringing, I know this high-flown hogwash was not the issue. This was about Kiriyama's need for power, or maybe a glorious end, so that lacking a meaningful life, he might pretend to have a meaningful death, and taking a whole bunch of gullible yahoos with it.
What now?
List of demands.
You take me to be a great enough fool to believe in your promises?
I sure hope so. So my lieutenant, a moron inflicted on me by command, starts to get all prickly about all this conversation. Says we're giving the guy warning that he may have a secret super weapon on Proxima, and that we may well want to use our super weapon on them, killing a bunch of innocent people and leaving a pretty big hole. Because in the moron's view, the loss of one person on our side outweighs the loss of any number on their side, because they have had the temerity to display a lack of respect for authority. Let me tell you why the underdog fails to respect authority, okay? Picture yourself as a kid. A little kid. And this is what you see. The haves are eating these great big meals and throwing out more than you have had in a week. They're not thinking about you. They don't see you. And they are entitled to this. Not because of some virtue of hard work. No, your mom and dad work 10 times harder. But because of class, bribery, and the ability to lie to themselves better than they could ever lie to you. So yeah, you think, hey, I'm going down. Why not take a few of them with me? Just so at the tippy end, they understand they ain't invulnerable. So what I just said, basically, I sent to Jerome. Which got us talking. And it turns out he's not such an asshole after all. He just lost his wife and kid to some small infection, no medical facilities. And so what he said was, wait, let me find it.
I know it's suicide. But why should the pain they live through be unending?
And he started to cry. And, okay, I got a little teary too. And look, I know the difference between a con man and one that's just cracking. It's what, though occasionally coarse I may be, I bring to the job. So we sorted it out. Naturally, Lieutenant Moron wasn't too happy. We fooled now and we'll have a revolution on our hands. No one will respect us. And I said, you mean fear us. And that's just too damn bad, because I already gave him the candy store, and believe me, there wasn't too much candy in it anyway. But at least now, we have another ally. Rather than an inflammatory tale, which is going to cause us a ton more enemies. So, the moron assures me that this will get me in trouble. Hey, whatever may or may not happen, better than a genocide. and report.
My father was a passionate man, and he bestowed upon me the fruits of that passion, which were, nutshell version, boss around everybody in sight. In sight. In sight. My father's son was not a world conqueror. I am an administrator. Not a bad one, but I own one that leans toward the cranky. And why, you may wonder, being too polite to ask. Would a boss feel cranky? Because, dear listener, I am a small man with small dreams, and bossing is not one of them. Speaking freely, which I'm probably free to do because no one will ever see this, and hoping not to romanticize. In my little dream, I see a gently sloping green hill, shaded by flowering trees. And at the foot of that hill is a little rushing stream, its waters dancing, yes, dancing, over time-polished stones. At the top of that hill is a picnic blanket, a basket, myself, and, yes, a pretty lady. Not beautiful, mind you, but pretty. Mostly because of her eyes, which will be kind, and they will look upon me with, not love, too dangerous, too demanding, but fondness, having nothing to do with power and position, but an intuitive knowledge of my secret heart. She will reach out and touch my hand with fondness. For the first time in my existence, someone will be fond. And I shall breathe in the crystal air and forget, oh so fleetingly, all my failures and failings. For one fleeting moment, I will not be little, but be joined with the hill, the flowering trees, the rushing stream, and the lovely, lovely lady beside me. And I shall be large enough to embrace the world. And I will believe, for that fleeting moment, that I will never be required to boss anyone, ever, ever again.
Mother, I'm leaving you this message because I believe you more than anyone will understand. By the time you get this, I will be far out in space, beyond the 12 systems. A lot of people will be saying a lot of bad things about me. They'll say I'm irresponsible, that it's about the depression I've been in pretty much my whole life, that I've turned traitor. But it's not about that at all. I know what Father is planning is all a part of our family story. Our grand destiny. Payback. As if for generations we've been the wrong party. I really don't know. Maybe there's some truth to that. But in the end, what he's about to do, what we're about to help him do, is an atrocity. They say history is written by the winners. Oh, and surprise, surprise, they're always good. Perhaps they even believe that. But what makes them good? Is it what they're actually doing, or is it merely because it's them that's doing it, and anything they do must be good? Okay, this isn't coming out right. I didn't want to spout good and bad. I want you to hear my heart. All right. I suppose you remember when I was 10 years old and going to that recital on one of our loyal subject worlds. They said we were attacked. We weren't. We were simply hit by a massive solar flare and went spiraling into the atmosphere of one of the moons. I don't remember the crash, just knowing we were about to. I woke in the wreckage. Everyone was dead. My ribcage crushed. I was dying too. And then, all of a sudden, there were these lights all around me, like a tapestry of stars. And somehow they healed me. But it was more than that. They were in my mind. And I could feel what they felt. Oh, this incredible compassion. Everything alive is run life. That we can't turn away from the suffering of anyone. That we have to act. An Imperial ship found me and took me home. I expected Grandfather to celebrate what these beings had done, reward them. But when he found out how they changed me, ruined me, he had them all killed. I tried to stop it. And Grandfather locked me away, remember? Said I was in shock. And I begged Father to help. And I don't know, maybe he couldn't, but he didn't even try. Silence. And all I heard were the people screaming. Those who saved me screaming in my head! No one is good if what they do or what they fail to do causes harm. I am a traitor. That's the day I turned. And I fell into a silence of my own. But not a one out of complicity, but one waiting for an opportunity. For this moment to come. I'm going to warn the United Planets that the Armada is coming. Somehow, I will get them to believe me. And then after that, I don't know what happens. But at least whatever happens won't happen because I was silent. And I don't care if people think I'm good. And unlike my poor, dear father, at least I'll know that I tried.
Why Space Command? For the adventure. Excitement. A chance to be part of something bigger than myself. That's what I tell folks. I guess I figured out really early if I was cheerful and funny and did my work really well, I wouldn't draw attention. You ever heard of Sheckleytown? You wouldn't have. Record sealed. It's this little scrub outpost on this planet orbiting Van Monen's star. 312 people. No one of any significance. One day, a supply ship came. Food on the table, everything running, only no people. Naturally, they searched, but nothing. Except for on this one ridiculously red easy chair. Me. Bawling my lungs out. They asked me what happened, where'd everyone go? I couldn't tell them. So they shipped me off to my grandmother's, closed the books on it. I can't stop thinking about all those people. My mom and dad. Their friends and neighbors. All the brave things they might have done. The kind things. I know it's ridiculous, but I can't stop thinking. I could help them. I could make up for all the things they could have done if they were here on this world. If there's this dream I have. I'm little. And there's this big spider web coming towards me. Like a shiny, wet silver netting. And it gets real close and it rears up. And it stops. And it goes away. Well, it's not a dream. It really happened. Why did it take all of them and not me? Why did I join Space Command? Because I heard about you. about what happened. Did you try and find the thing that did it to you? I want to be there when you do.
I promise you, we will find them.